It's November 14th, 2025. Oh my god. These idiots again. Now, last night, um, we had went in Acme on Whipple, and people walked around, and they were saying stuff, other people are going to jail for this. Well, it's extortion. Well, on Google, somebody else trying to steal somebody else's land was arrested and prosecuted. Well, the Tuscarora sheriff said they just finished up a case. A girl tried to steal her mother, everything her mother had, and they just got done prosecuting her. You can never steal from anyone. You're entitled to nothing. The only time you're entitled to something is when you're married. You can have half by law. If you divorce, there's nothing else. Nothing. See, that's where you're entitled to nothing in life. But your paycheck you earn and what you buy yourself. This whole scheme of extortion and stealing from people, this group, it's just an extortion group. They called it a big extortion group in 22 in Cuyahoga Falls that was doing this. This guy today in Lowe's on the strip was in there. And people were running their mouth. There was a lot of bad people in Lowe's on the strip in North Canton. Oh, the attorney that stole all the money from the case, the attorney for the kids. There is no attorney for the kids. It's Melissa. It's supposed to be Melissa, my ex-daughter-in-law's divorce attorney against my son John. And you don't get money for saying you made everything up. They were games of pretend because you wanted Auntie Sean Papa to get the house. And you were taped by the police and the FBI. You don't get nothing for being fucking dirty little liars. Okay? And then it comes down to the law states. And it comes down to how the law states. The law states that 14th Amendment in the Constitution, no money, no assets seized, but due process of the law. You have to be found guilty and sued for it. 7th Amendment, no judge can sign anything over. It has to be by an impartial jury trial per injury set amount awarded. Nothing else. Never found guilty, never prosecuted. Can't just steal. So you're lying. The only one that could have stolen my money is Agent John. Even another federal agent said he's the only one that could have stolen it. You never got a damn dime, Elvis. Not a damn dime. You're lying. Just like Michelle said on September 30th, 25, this whole thing is a scam because her family's in debt to drug dealers. Where the biker, the guy's running it, said no one's ever say a word to her again in her life. That this whole thing is your family's debt to drug dealers. Is that what's going on? Yes, I'm sorry. If I knock on that door, will she even know who you are? No, and I don't want her to know who I am. She doesn't even know who you are, and you had her raped and tortured and skull bashed in because you are in debt to drug dealers? Yes, I'm sorry. She's not sorry. I listened to January 13th of 23 when she talked to her friend Maddie that the Ohio drug dealers were threatening that agent's life over her case because they thought that he let all those people be human trafficked, and it was your family letting those people be human trafficked. She's like, yes, I'm sorry. Your family human trafficked people because you were in debt to drug dealers. Yes, I'm sorry. She's not sorry. Listen to the original cartel September of 23 that they admitted that they had photoshopped everything on her. Did you know that? Yes. Did you know they confronted her ex-husband that if he knew everything was medical malpractice, fraud, and medication errors? And he said yes, and they did encourage them to sue those doctors for years. Did you know that? Yes, I'm sorry. And it was you that told her new husband's family that they could bash his head and kidnap him, take him out to Youngstown and have him found incompetent and walk off with everything. And if they had something set up in Youngstown, it's ruined because you told them, I know, I'm sorry, but I really wanted that land. September 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning, my car's fucked. Everybody heard. Okay? Then people in Walmart, how they all heard Michelle admit this whole thing is a scam because her family's in debt to drug dealers. Bill from the Freemasons, big scam. May 25th, 25 in Summit Mall. Hollister's. Had some guy go in and drug her up and tell her to say that before. Had some guy tape her in the shower washing herself and putting that in the other room. Ran a scam off of it who could steal her money. Scammed everybody into helping out. May 26, 25, Walmart 62. How the cartel confessed that the dirty doctor from before was never one of hers, works for them, and they had lied, and it's a scam from Bill from the Freemason. The whole thing is. May 30th, 25, the Louisville police find those tapes and find the original case. My ex-husband hired 2 men on his own. One said he's an attorney, so it made him legal. What were they thinking? It never made it legal. It made it worse illegal because they know better. Right to privacy over a home. No one can be in your home. There's no such thing as special permission. It's illegal. You know, so today, in Lowe's, when they said the kids, it's attorney, it's not the kids' attorney, it's Melissa's divorce attorney against John. That's what I found out. What people, like they said, it's sad they had to tell her. I've never met him. Supposed to be my ex-husband's girlfriend's dad, Michelle's dad. And some guy named Pete Dave hired on his own to run a drug scam. He can't hire people to run a drug scam on me. He can't hire people to stalk me. Any attorney setting up button cameras in somebody's home, they get listed as sex offender, disbarred permanently. Voyeurism. And then drugs, human trafficking, attempted murder, drug confession, photoshopping, and washing. And found out on July 24th, 25, investigator did a body ratio. It wasn't even me. It was supposed to be some other girl. They put my head on her body of her showering. It is a shower scene, but it's not even me. Somebody washing themselves, sickos. And August 4th, August 5th, and August 7th of 25 of them admitting to using hypnotic drugs on me when they drugged me and told me to say it before, and calling Agent John a coward, as if he didn't know they were doing that. Okay, so today, in Lowe's on the Strip, some guy was in there saying he was one of the people on Carl's land. And how he was going to get everything for them. You're not going to get jack shit. You're not going to do a damn thing. When I get set up here, I'm going to take care of this. Da 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 da. I dare you to get set up in Stark County. You know what's going to happen, sweetie? I double dog dare you. I double dog dare you to get set up in Stark County. You'll get to meet Officer Mark, Officer John, and the famous Agent John with the mean, scary voice. Probably a couple U.S. Marshals, or those 2 FBI agents in Belden office that remind you of what my son Joshy looked like before he shaved his head, had hair. Your little extortion group. I've talked to 4 attorneys. 4. I've talked to 4 attorneys. You can't do any of this. Nothing. Where they told my husband Carl, his son Rick, that he could bash in his head, try to kill him, kidnap him, take him out to Youngstown, have attorney found him incompetent, and have everything signed over to him. Now we're going to go into law states. If an attorney tries to get someone listed incompetent, they are disbarred forever and then criminally charged with extortion. If a child tries to get a parent listed incompetent to steal their land, money, or assets, it is extortion and coercion, and it's a 20-year sentence. Gee, you can't do Hmm? Or your dirty doctor scam. Where, oh, let's see, March 27, 25, an agent outside, he broke up with Michelle. She had confessed that the doctor from before was never one of mine, works for them, and they had lied. Of course they lied. It's a HIPAA violation. It's 10 years. April 17th, 25, screams it in Sheetz parking lot for the investigators to tape her. So where are we going to go with this, sweetie? There's HIPAA violation. No doctor could be with you. You could never have my medical records. You could never have knowledge of my medical records. The law even states if an individual breaks in someone's home, steals their medical records, and they're in possession of them, trying to use them against them, it is a HIPAA violation even for an individual, and it's 10 years federal. So where would you have any knowledge of my medical records? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. So we're going to put it down to this. You can stop your lying. Where the guy at Spitzer's, where Rick said that he had called out to Spitzer's and talked to him, went out there, he never called. He said he's nothing but lip service. Just running his mouth. That's all you're doing. Is running your mouth. And you can stop. Because you can't get anything. I dare you set up in Stark County. You're going to get law enforcement all over your dumb fucking ass. And that was the stupidest thing for you to show up there today. Running your mouth. Oh, after what we found out from her before. What'd you find out? They drugged me and told me to say stuff with hypnotic drugs. I found that out too. I had bruises, throwing up, and infected. They were human trafficked me. You're part of the human traffickers. Ones that were having me drugged, beaten, raped, and drugged up and told to say horrible stuff. You're part of the extortion group that was pulling this for me. Or, on me. On me for my ex-husband. Had me drugged, beaten, raped, drugged up and told to say stuff, photoshopped and framed, like a federal cop would actually fall for that. You're so stupid. Huh? And like the VA doctor said, Carl's perfectly normal. I've talked to 4 attorneys. You can't do any of this. Nothing. See, that I was in a restaurant today, and this waitress we know said that other people are saying people are trying to steal their homes. Well, it's an extortion ring. Or I told you everybody would be in danger. Every senior citizen, that they'll start going after their stuff. They are. Other people, they're already starting. She said people have been here complaining, saying people are trying to steal their homes. It's an extortion ring. Where they called it in 22 in Cuyahoga Falls. It's a big extortion ring. That Will and Pete and Michelle, they work for the Florida drug cartel. They're running scams on people in Ohio, trying to steal their land now. They were selling people before. Now they're trying to steal all their assets. Judge Peters group from Florida that was seen at Faith Family Church in 19 and on. Where they were admitting they were they were from Florida and they were from work for Judge Peters. Now, so we're that idiot. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? Huh? Oh, and if you didn't know, Agent John knew everything where I was a victim of medical malpractice and fraud 25 years ago. He knew that. The FBI actually knows that. And it's wrote up as fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors. They didn't say allergic reaction. They said medication errors. It means false diagnosis and wrong meds. Almost killed me. If I would have sued him, I would have been a millionaire. And it's wrote up as fraud. And you knew that. Like Michelle said, she knew it. It's wrote up as fraud. Always like when they try to pull a fast one. Oh, she was found insane before. I was never found insane. I talked to an attorney. It takes a stay in a state hospital. State hospital gets a hold of the court system. A judge either finds you incompetent or insane. And it takes a judge in a competency hearing. You're placed on Social Security disability, a guardian, a social worker, and all your rights, you're reassured they're still there, and everything you own stays your own. It even states in the law that if somebody is incompetent, that everything they own stays theirs, and all their money is used only for them. And they can never be taken from a guardian, or the guardian goes to jail for extortion. See, I work with the Department of Disability clients. I already knew that. And it's right on Google. And I've talked to attorneys. Now, I've never been in a state psychiatric hospital. I've never had a competency hearing. I was never found incompetent or insane. I'm not on Social Security disability. Never happened. These people are just lying. Just lying. Lying to lie, lip service. Just running their mouth to run their mouth. That's all they're doing. They can't do any of this. See, they think people are stupid and they'll just sign everything over to them so they'll walk away with nothing. I have better teachers. I'm going to upload this. But there's a lot of bad people in Lowe's on the Strip today. You keep it up, you're going to meet Agent John in person. You're going to meet a U.S. Marshal. You'll probably meet Officer Mark and Officer John. Oh, a couple U.S. Marshals or guys from the Witness Protection Program. Say hello when I said hi. And the judge that signed the Witness Protection Program is here in Stark County Courthouse. Like Walter said from the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, that agent, the way you open that case, it can't be closed until the FBI puts you in another Witness Protection Program. Then you'll have to be in one the rest of your life. Because these people try to kill you, and they could wait and try to kill you again, and you'll be in protected custody the rest of your life. You'll get the money for the rest of your life, and you'll be in immunity for the rest of your life for risking your life to get the government information. And that agent don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He's only a police officer. And he can't make up his own rules, and no judge can sign it. There's guidelines. It's for risking your life. Karen around the house, Karen's will is still open. FBI informant. It will stay open till I die. And you can never steal Carl's land. And inciting those idiots, to harass me. Oh, and that guy acting like he even stole that the landlord let him in my apartment. What were they doing in my apartment down there? And those nice curtain rods she left, I took them. I bet they're still there. You're lying. Just a liar. When you realize they're nothing but lies and they can't do anything. They're nothing but a bunch of crazy fools. And I'll tell you what, those stepchildren of his from Brenda and Jim Ballew's kids that beat on my sweet husband, sexually assaulted him and stole all his money. And they're the ones inciting everyone and inciting that fool Rick. And like attorney said, is Rick on drugs the way he's acting? Oh, I think he is. And if he's dealing with Michelle and that Will, they're Florida drug cartel. He probably is. We're October 14th, 25, Walmart 62. Will wants that land. Well, Will can kiss my ass. You're not getting it. And you can never touch me. When you realize that, you're the one. You would even try one thing. You would be in federal prison the rest of your life. Like they said, she's not even afraid of the guy that did it to her before. Because realizing he did so many crimes, they ever tried anything, they'd be in jail the rest of their life. I know. So you can kiss my ass. You get nothing. And they never got a dime off this case. They were lying to all of you. Only money they got was selling drugs and selling human beings. That's all they ever got it from. They lie.